The sun-drenched region of the Rhone Valley is home to quite a bit of scenic beauty. The rolling blue waters of the Mediterranean Sea, rugged mountains, the winding Rhone River, film festivals, and famous cycling races. It's also home to some of the greatest wines in the world and quite a few incredible values. A wide range of styles such as aromatic whites, juicy rosés, and rich full-bodied reds are here, just waiting to be discovered by your staff and customers. The Rhone Valley is one of the largest wine-producing regions in the world, so today we're going to focus on two special areas: Ventoux de Nimes along the southern coast, and further inland, sitting in the shadows of the mountain vineyards, the beautiful area of Ventoux. It's no secret that these regions are enjoying tremendous popularity and sales over the last few years, so let's try a few together and learn about these two villages, so you can help your customers enjoy them too. And when you're done, you might just find something else to take home as well. So let's get started.
In the entire world of wine, France is the #2 producer globally, with nearly 500 million cases produced annually. This is a little bit behind Italy and comfortably ahead of Spain in terms of total production. Within France, the mighty Rhone Valley is the second largest AOP, and with over 2,000 years of experience producing wine, that brings a deep understanding of these vines.
Rhone Valley is a wildly diverse region in terms of climate, soil, and grape variety. There are 34 different types of Vitis vinifera grown here, all styles, varying price points, and that means there's something for everyone.
The warm sun and coastal influence play a big part in determining what's planted here. The majority of the bottlings are 90% going to red or rosé and 10% going to white. It makes sense. Warmer regions tend to favor powerful red grape production with high alcohol and jammy fruits. The whites they're producing are rich and full-flavored as well. This is a dynamic region with a dedication to continual improvement and an eye for value.
1 million bottles a day of Rhone Valley wines are sold. 2/3 stay in France, which gives you an indication of what they're drinking, and 1/3 is exported out to the rest of the world. And the #1 export market last year, the United States.
It can be daunting to learn this region as they produce so much quality wine for the world. There are literally hundreds of villages and 31 different appellations. 60% of the wines coming from here are labeled Côte de Rhône or Côte de Rhône Village, a collection of 171 communities who have earned this title. There are also 31 different appellations, extremely high quality regions, each of whom offers something unique that sets them apart from the others. Today, we're going to focus on the two top largest appellations, both of whom are located in the southern Rhone. We'll explore the mountain region of Ventoux, which produces about 9% of Rhone Valley's total wine production, and the coastal region of Ventoux de Nimes with just 6%.
The retail wine scene is changing quite a bit. As customers become more familiar with the global choices in wine, they're looking for offerings outside of what can commonly be found on standard shelf sets. Many are looking for wines from old world regions, seeking the established quality as well as finding values, high fruit flavors, and compatible food pairings. This is why we selected two Rhone Valley regions that really fit that criteria.
Certains me surnomment le géant de Provence. D'autres, le Mont Chaud. On me connaît surtout sous le nom de Mont Ventoux. Je mesure 1912 mètres et je suis situé au sud-est de la vallée du Rhône. Plus de 150 vignerons ont choisi de s'installer sur mes coteaux.
In the shadow of Mont Ventoux, not far from Avignon, there's a region that's really catching on in American retail stores. These are fresh, lively wines coming from rugged areas, heated by the southern France sun, then cooled by the mountains.
Ventoux is a region with several micro-terroirs that enhances uniqueness in the bottle, leaning towards red and rosé wine production. The mountains, especially Mont Ventoux, which have been called the Giant of Provence, play a helpful role in producing distinctive wines. 54% of what they make here are red, 40% is rosé, and 6% is dedicated to white wines.
Rosés have gotten extremely popular the past few years, and for very good reason. They're so versatile, they pair wonderfully with food with a freshness that appeals to a wide audience. The same grapes that make the elegant red wines of Ventoux also make the rosés. They're usually harvested a bit earlier, and the juice sees far less time on the pressed skins, just enough to impart those beautiful colors and soft fruit. The lively flavors of Ventoux grapes are a big reason why these wines match well with several different styles of food. With roughly 14,000 acres of land under vine, it's easy to accommodate so much red and rosé wines.
The soils in Ventoux are primarily clay, limestone, and sand. The limestone influence also produces lighter wines, with rosés showing fresh character and delicate fruit flavors, making them natural allies to food pairings.
With diverse soils such as these, it's understandable why so many different styles come out of Ventoux. Clay soils produce high alcohol, richly colored reds, powerful tannins, and bombastic fruit. Sandy areas are known for encouraging light, delicate wines, lower in tannin. Limestone brings in aromatic wines, well-rounded and showing floral aromas. The rocky soils are a benefit in this area. Stone retains heat in the vineyards, ripening the grapes, but they're also helpful with drainage and retention in times of fall or winter rains. All these different types of soil give winemakers quite a bit of leeway in selecting the grapes they wish to grow. The red wines show aromas of red fruits, spice, white pepper, and black currant, while the white wines tend to gravitate more towards fresh melon, peach, and honeydew.
White grapes include Bourbon, Grenache Blanc, and Roussanne, with secondary influence from Marsanne, Vermentino, known locally as Rolle, and Viognier. These whites tend to be medium in body, a result of the warm sun bringing lower acidity and higher alcohol offerings, with aromas of peach, melon, and apricot.
Red grapes include Carignan, Cinsault, Grenache, Mourvedre, and Syrah. These produce substantial wines, high-altitude vineyards with lively flavors due to the cooling influences of Mont Ventoux, which dominates the region. Vineyards are found on the western and southern flanks of this huge landmass, producing elegant, well-structured wines.
The climate of Ventoux is Mediterranean, warm and sunny, with mistral winds and a shaded cooling effect from the mountains at high elevation. These rocky formations also protect the soil from too much wind, which can cause erosion. Warm, sunny afternoons, 8 to 12 hours of sunshine each day during those critical summer months, provide excellent timing for ripeness and maturity, with jammy flavors that are still fresh and natural. All of these various attributes combine to produce some unique wines, unmistakably Ventoux.
With 2,700,000 cases produced, 24% which are exported out to the rest of the world to enjoy, this creates real opportunity for U.S. retailers to enhance their selections.
Over 1,200 species of flora and 1,400 species of butterflies may be found in this region, along with hundreds of different birds and animals. Biodiversity is off the charts here, something that makes the nation of France very proud as they protect the natural heritage as well as serve the economy
with their efforts in the vineyard. This year, Mont Ventoux becomes a regional national park, with land split between natural surfaces as well as viticultural areas. We'll be tasting some wines today with our panel of retail experts. 3 wines, each of them showcasing freshness from the mountains, a distinct feature of Ventoux, but still keeping the tradition of Rhone Valley wines. We selected Ventoux since it was one of the largest appellations outside of Côte du Rhône and the Côte du Rhône Village. These wines from this area hold a clear advantage to retailers everywhere, showcasing values that go up in quality, but not necessarily up in price. Our panel includes former corporate buyers for major chains, advanced sommeliers from 5-star restaurants, category managers, and retail wine professionals. We're happy they can join us today. Here are a few of the recommended Ventoux brands that are available in the U.S.
The next wine is a white from, the producer is Marinon.
Classique Ventoux.
Ventoux being, of course, in the eastern area of the lower Rhone Valley.
It's got some nice acidity to it, coming from the mountains. Still medium to full-bodied.
Right. And of course, in that part of the world, they use a variety of white grapes. They use Grenache Blanc, Claret, Roussanne, Marsanne, Mourvedre,
And Viognier sometimes.
and Viognier. Right.
What are we thinking on the food pairings here?
Oh, chicken.
Definitely.
Chicken, fish.
Fish.
Fish,
Yeah.
heavier, steakier fish,
Yeah.
chicken,
Seafood.
Yeah.
poultry. Almost done.
Of course,
Yeah,
you know, I want a good baguette and some brie.
There we go. Brie.
Yes,
Good
a brie would be
sauce.
great with this.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are definitely wines worth adding.
Definitely.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, we have before us today this lovely, fresh, fruity Ventoux rosé that is made with a blend of the traditional Rhone varieties, and it gives you just some lovely red fruits and even a little bit of maybe some tree fruit, like things like peaches and melon and whatnot. And to be drunk cool, obviously, fresh, fruity. It goes with the season and with all sorts of light cuisine.
Yeah.
It's a great little summertime wine.
Definitely.
Getting some really light berry cherry flavors on there.
Very
Yep.
light and refreshing.
Yep.
It is, yeah. Cool but not cold. We want it cool
Yes.
but not
Cool
cold.
but
right.
not cold.
Right. Too cold, you can't taste it.
Yes.
That's
and
right.
you really want to taste these wines. Food pairings.
Oh,
What
a
can't
nice
you pair
summer.
with?
Oh,
I know, really.
Yeah, salad would be
Goes-
great with this.
Of course,
Salads.
the classic spicy foods with something like this.
These wines go great with dishes that have little spice, little Asian,
Right. Yep.
Thai food.
Thai food.
Right.
I'm also thinking pizzas and pastas, lasagna, anything with a little bit of tomato sauce. That acidity, the natural acidity of the tomato sauce picks up.
Or even a white pizza.
even a
Ooh.
white pizza.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or things like chicken or even a veal, I think would pair very nicely.
Right.
Our Red Ventoux 2016 vintage. This is Orca from the Ventoux area. This is 95% Grenache, 5% Syrah. It's not a wine that I've seen in a lot of stores, so I definitely wanted to try it with this group.
It's a shame you can't find it in more places because this is a really good buy.
Yeah.
It's a huge wine. I wasn't
Beautiful.
expecting it to be this big.
Right. Right.
I love the aromatics on this. This is really, really bright fruit, and the intensity you get. It says it's very old vines, so I'm sure they're bush-trained vines, these old Grenache vines that have been around for longer than any of us have.
Right. The tannins are very soft though, so it's very approachable. It's just delicious.
It's also got a nice little bit of acidity, which I wasn't expecting with so much upfront fruits.
So let me think. What would I have to eat with this now? What would I have to eat with this? How about some cassoulet?
Cassoulet, that's a good
Yeah.
South of France dish,
Mm-hmm.
especially on a cold winter night. Burgers will also be good with this.
Right.
Good steak and burgers.
I would do pizza with this. This would be
Pizza,
great.
yeah,
Yeah, with
pizza
a nice
works,
pizza.
Yeah.
A lot of Provençal dishes with fresh vegetables.
Hearty stews.
Ooh,
Yeah,
a nice
Too. In the
stew.
wintertime, you could take this out and have a hearty stew. Yeah.
Right.
This would be good in a
I
stew.
think one of the regional things is
It is stew.
Yeah.
is dough, but it's as they call it, it's a beef stew from the area. So that'd be a good thing to have with this. But again, cold weather.
I like Donald's idea of in a stew. That makes it cooking and drinking.
And drink it all together, yes.
Some for
I
the
cook
stew.
wine with every meal. And
Some goes in the food.
Yeah.
Some of it goes in the food. Most of it goes in the cook. I would definitely add this wine. The many different wines and various brands available from Ventoux are highly recommended considerations for U.S. retailers, especially those looking to enhance their offerings of respected regions. Now, let's take a look at another Rhone Valley region, a little further south, located on that beautiful French coastline. Located in the southernmost area of the Rhone Valley, bordering the coastline, the geography of Costières de Nimes straddles both Rhone and Languedoc. Once considered the westward expansion of the southern Rhone into eastern Languedoc and the border of Provence, this is an area that is unmistakably Rhone in nature, and certainly earned respect with regards to the wines they produce, especially the aromatic, spicy reds. The Mediterranean Sea is a big influence. These wines get their unmistakable freshness from the ocean breezes. The Greeks brought in the first wines, and the Romans were happy to expand them. To this day, you can still see vestiges of Roman civilization here, ancient arenas, amphitheaters, and the Arc de Triomphe d'Orange not far from here. In the 8th century, monks developed vast vineyards around their abbeys, even supplying wines to the Palais de Pape, which was the home of 6 popes. You can visit this Gothic, fortress-like palace even today within the walled city of Avignon. And while you're there, treat yourself to some spectacular wines. In the 17th century, this region truly began serious exports thanks to the Canal du Midi, which also helped irrigation for the vines. As the railways arrived, the economic boom truly accelerated. In the past few decades, starting in the 1950s, the efforts of local visionaries and leaders focused on quality and continual improvement, as they felt the uniqueness of their wines merited consideration. They were rewarded in 1986 with appellation status and the creation of their own AOP. Today, nearly 2 million cases of wine are produced here, 50% of which they produce are red, 43% are rosé, and 7% white.
The climate is Mediterranean with maritime ocean breezes. Even though it is the southernmost area of the Rhone, it's actually the coolest, with sea breezes coming in all year long. The combination of ocean breezes, rocky alluvial soil, and warm sun combine to give these wines a liveliness not found further inland. While wine is always impacted by a combination of factors such as soil, age of vines, and experience of the winemaker, it's the climate of this region that truly makes it unique.
When the warm northern winds combine with the cool sea air coming in from the waters, a convection effect is created. This helps cool down the fruit in the vineyard, imparting a crisp acidity that helps make food pairing so natural. The richly pebbled soil of this area brings out a hint of minerality in the aromas. These are some of the greatest influences that make Costières de Nimes wines so unique and why they are very popular. 41% of the wines they make are exported out to the rest of the world, and in the past several years, we've been happy to see more and more of them on retail shelves. With nearly 9,000 acres under vine, that's a lot of opportunity to provide your customers with these fresh, lively, and very enjoyable wines. When it comes to making great wine, a large part of it comes down to the interaction of the soil, the vines, and the selection of grapes chosen to represent their efforts. When you add in the experience of the winemakers, knowledge going back literally thousands of years, you can see why these wines are so well respected. The soil is uniform in nature, marked with large pebbles in clay and limestone on southern-facing slopes. The surface pebbles retain heat,
and help promote drainage. Rain is infrequent and usually gets around 730 millimeters a year, mostly in the fall, but there are occasional fierce late summer storms to contend with. But you can rely on the warm sun and the Mistral winds as steady factors. The cool breezes coming from the ocean promote significant changes in temperature throughout the day, both ripening and cooling the fruit with a thermal effect of convection. It's a profound and very positive impact on the production of grapes. So why add these wines? Variety, geography, and experience are just some of the reasons. Once you taste these wines, you'll quickly discover that these wines are absolutely fantastic values for your customers.
White grapes are Grenache Blanc, Marsanne, and Roussanne. Supporting grapes mostly in blends are Vermentino and Viognier. These full complex wines benefit from aging, usually for at least 3 years. They develop rich flavors of ripe yellow-fleshed fruit, such as apricot or peach, with notes of honey and melon. Soft pink Costières de Nimes Rosé show an array of red berry fruits, such as strawberries and raspberries. They are full and persistent on the palate, with gentle deliciousness of a rosé, yet still offering excellent tasting quality.
Red grapes include Syrah, Grenache, Mourvèdre, with complementary varietals such as Carignan, Cinsault, and Marselan. Syrah seems to be the favorite, with unmistakable spicy and pepper aromas. Flavors are soft, full, and well-rounded, and typically include well-ripened fruits, prune, licorice, and cocoa, developing layers of dried fruit, mocha, and brandy-soaked cherries. There are some pretty strict blending rules in Costières de Nimes about the blending percentages, such as Grenache being 25% of any red, Carignan and Cinsault may be as much as 40%, but not more than that. In this area, final wines are always a blend of 2 or more grapes. Variety, geography, and experience are just some of the logical reasons to add more wines from Costières de Nimes. I would also add exceptional value for the dollar, top quality in the bottle, and most of all, great food pairings for your customers to enjoy. So let's look at some food pairings, and then we'll try a few of these exceptional wines.
I am Roland Sebain, wine master at Orion Wine and Spirit. So those wines are paired very nicely with a bunch of with a large variety of food. It can go from pizza to meat to even in some cases salmon and chicken. It depends how the way you cook the chicken. And they are very low in acidity, low in tannin, but they can be well structured and with a good body to it. And the spectrum it goes from light to very baldy wines.
These wines pair perfectly with just about any type of food. Come here to Frederick, Maryland at Surf House. We'll do black and mahi tacos, rice bowls, poke bowls, talk about some paella, maybe a burrito with some chorizo, anything off the grill, burgers, wings, you name it. These wines are going to be great. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Maybe we'll try them out.
Our next wine is a Chateau d'Enage. JT is the particular wine that he produces that we've got here, and Delna is going to tell us a little bit about the
60% Roussanne.
20% Viognier, I'll add.
20% Grenache Blanc.
See?
Joseph Torres wine.
A beautiful blend.
95 points. Big, rich, full-flavored, full-bodied, the biggest of the white wines that we've tried. Bigger than some of the rosés that we've tried as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like that little hint of sweetness.
Little touch
Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
It's got a real ripeness to it. This is what I would call a winter wine.
Yeah.
Could warm you up in the winter, even though it's a white wine.
Or we could have it with swordfish, something, a hearty type of fish.
I was thinking lemon chicken.
There you go.
Oh, this would
I
be
like
great
that
with
answer.
lemon chicken. Yes, with capers. Ooh.
With capers. That's picada.
Any kind of poultry, anything more medium to even heavier bodied white meats. Pork would be good as well.
Right.
All sorts of good options with it. That's the fun of a wine. You can try all sorts of different foods with it.
Right. Delicious.
Chateau de Fabriquage. This is our first rosé wine from Costières de Nimes. Let's give this one a try. I love that color. I love the package, the bottle.
The bottle is very nice.
Elegant. Let's see if the wine is just as elegant.
And this is a blend of Syrah and Grenache, right?
Harvested a little bit early. Lots of raspberry, cherry, berry fruits.
Light and fruitful.
Right.
And interestingly, Syrah is the primary grape on here, which gives it that nice freshness.
Right.
Really bright red fruit. And I see that it's a estate bottle. It's actually bottled at the chateau is what it says, which typically you see in Bordeaux, but occasionally you see in other parts of France. And we have one here.
So absolutely beautiful wine. Goes with a wide variety of foods too.
Good summer wine.
Definitely.
There you go. Good summer wine. I think we're going to get any better than that.
That's right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. The next wine we have is the Elos de Jupiter.
This is a great wine from Costières de Nimes, 90% Grenache, 10% Syrah.
This wine's produced by Philippe Camby and Michel Garcier, two really, I would say, luminaries that have done a great deal to put the Costières de Nimes on the map.
And not just been drinking the wine.
This is very nice.
This has raspberries
Yeah.
too. Yeah. They come right up at you.
Believe it, this wine is priced under $15.
That's a great deal.
This is a really
Wow, it really is.
One of the things we love about Costières de Nimes is the prices are just so fantastic.
Right. But I can see having this with some cheese, baguette, be a great combination. The sweetness, the fruit-forward nature of the wine, and the cheese would be great together.
And yet it's tannic enough to stand up to lamb and steak and some other protein dishes.
Yeah.
What do we think? I like this one.
I like this one a lot too.
I really like it with the price too. So.
All the better.
The price, yeah.
One of our panel is missing, stranded temporarily in her hometown of Sao Paulo, Brazil. But she's so passionate about these wines and pairing them with food, we really wanted to get her opinion too.
The tannins are firm, so I'll be looking for a protein dish. Grilled steak, burgers, lamb. There's also a nice bit of acidity in this wine as well, which allows a wide range of other pairing options such as lasagna, pasta, pizza. This wine pairs really well with many dishes.
With so many good reasons to add wines from Costières de Nimes, you can find plenty of them to help enhance the selections on the shelf. Here are just a few of common brands. There are many more, so please try them and see if they'd make a good fit for your stores. So once you add these wines, how do you sell them? It's all about making your staff and your customers comfortable and confident with these regions. There are several key notes you might want to communicate to your customers: the richness of the wines, the fresh aspect in the bottle, value and quality, and the unique marriage of climate and soil to provide the distinctive flavors. Staff education is a key element of what these regions offer to U.S. retailers, all at no cost to you. Educational material, PowerPoints, staff training seminars, or webinars, along with special consumer events. We're more than happy to help direct resources to your establishment, and there's never any cost to you. On behalf of Ventoux and Costières de Nimes, thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed it, and please consider adding some of these wines to your selections. Your customers will absolutely thank you. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
de Nimes, great beach wines.
It may not be a real French beach, but it's a good idea to have your rosé at the beach.
Can't wait till we get there. Get some rosé.
Della, get the cooler.
Let's go.